You know what I'm saying? They can say that the media or like the blogs are helping, but like they're giving us the content and they want us to promote the content. Or they wouldn't be posting it on their stories. They wouldn't be posting, you know what I'm saying?
And they could, if they want, they could go on the Foot Finder stuff. They could do the OF.
Whoa.
They could no, I'm saying these younger girls have more options than the men.
I'm saying whoa because these are new terms to me, like Foot Finder. Break it down, please.
How does K Money respond to this now? For real, because it can't just be go in the booth and be like, they bought my chain, so I bought another one.
Yeah. The people out there in the audience, this signed.
What?
And he's still losing opportunities.
Even the label can't even be like, no.
The label can't even help you, bro. So then what's the point?
Let's say Justin Timberlake got jumped and got his car taken, whatever.
Let me hear this scenario.
Right? Justin Timberlake.
From who? By who?
The GGs. It could be anyone.
No. The 98 degrees.
Nick
Lachey ran
the Backstreet Boys.
Okay,
you know what it was when Toronto rap was at its peak? I feel like the dance hall scene, it was still like transitioning from like the 2010s dance hall, but when it hit the 2020s and it was like more trap hall, like where it's like you could kind of play this around Bodman, but girls could still dance.
Trap hall?
Yeah, or like trap dance hall. Search it. It's a real term.
What? I've never heard that one right there. That's sick.
Yeah, so I guess it's a fusion of both. Sometimes you might hear more like...
So trap hall is a music subgenre that blends hip-hop trap sounds with elements of dance hall. It originated in Jamaica and characterized by its heavy syncopated rhythms, 808 drums, and introspective lyrics exploring themes of street life and personal struggles. Interesting. Yo.
That's what's in right now, because like if you're spinning dance hall right now, you're not going to run Charlie Black, Gallo Party Anima. Like you could in certain situations, but you might look kind of crazy.
Okay. Expound, because I'm not really deep into the dance hall thing like
Neither am I. I just want to preface by saying that. But
but you know more. You're a DJ.
When I'm outside, yeah. And when I'm outside, like there are certain artists or certain types of songs that people want to hear that are dance hall in terms of like the BPM. There might be like a 4 on the floor like drum.
Yes.
But the lyrics are more like gangster or more about trapping or like, you know, smashing bare things or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think the Dagger Rhythm Cypher guys, what's their new name? I know TLT. And what does that stand for?
I had it the other day. I'll find it. TLT is official.
I'm glad. Okay, larger than life?
Yeah, LTL, my bad. TLT. LTL, larger than life.
Larger than life. Okay. I'm glad they settled on one moniker for all of them, because I just kept calling them the Dagger Rhythm Cypher guys.
Yeah, and the Dagger Rhythm thing is over now. They have more songs.
Yeah.
No, I rate it. Salute to these guys, man. I found a clip before we get into our topics and stuff like that. Something that I labeled "Worst Summer on the Way for Toronto or for Canadian Youths."
Oh, I think I saw an article
clip?
about this. Yes.
Let me refresh it so we can get it from the beginning here.
Go outside and play basketball. They just don't want to go look for gals. They just want to crash out and get the bag by any means. This is why Canadian youth face the worst summer job market in decades after the surge of foreign workers. Brother, the traps are full. The tellies are full. Fam, when you see a bunch of jewelry store robberies happening, when you see a bunch of B&Es happening and it's all kids, I don't want to see you guys complaining, brother. It's the government's fault. Even if all these kids aren't necessarily criminals now. Like, brother, imagine all these kids are at home. They're not making no money during the summer. Their parents have to work twice as hard, so their parents can't watch them. They can't afford babysitters. What do you think they're going to do? Fam, idle time is the devil's workshop. You know what I mean? Fam, they're bound to get into some trouble. I can't blame these kids for being on their earth. There's no other way. Like, how are you going to do it? You can't get a job. The trap's full. The telly's full. Like, brother, you have to do what you have to do to survive.
So...
Wow.
He's talking about, and there's a lineup there for people, I guess, for lining up for jobs and stuff. And he said he doesn't want to sound racist because of like the heavy immigration that's happened in this country over the last few years, right? Mind you, it's been cut down, or like it got cut like before Trudeau left, right? But because a byproduct of that, like the lineups in front of the places are heavily of, you know, one culture. And it's making it hard for like Canadian kids that been here from time to get jobs. Do you believe that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can even see it whenever I go to a Tim's. I used to work at a Tim's. I used to work at a bulk barn.
Yeah.
I worked a bunch of jobs when I was younger that probably today would be occupied by, first generation international students or newcomers or immigrants, right?
Yeah.
And having that job in high school, it teaches you a lot. It teaches you how to save money, teaches you responsibilities. You're interacting with adults. You're able to, have a little job going while you pursue, post-secondary, if that's what you want to do, or even just to sustain yourself. It gives you a little purpose. And when you don't have that, especially as a man, because I feel like for the girls, I don't know how much they're stressing about finding a job, because I feel like this generation of women are so like well adept with getting guys to trick on them, especially younger women.
That's a slippery slope, because what do the girls do for jobs? Like, I know if not for jobs, but if they're not having jobs, because you just mentioned a bunch of things that are usually stereotypes of what the women are doing, right? Like for men, if you don't get a job, you're in the trap, you're trying to catch a lick. For women, then it's what? All the women are telly things?
I wouldn't say telly things.
Or what do you call them? Gold diggers?
Maybe that's a better term. I just feel like I wouldn't call it like soft escorting, because that's still kind of
soft
weird.
Corn.
It's just more like they can put themselves in a position easier than a man can. They could, if they want, they could go on the foot finder stuff. They could do the OF.
Whoa.
They could I'm saying these younger girls have more options than the men.
I'm saying whoa, because these are new terms to me, like foot finder. Break it down, please.
Well, I don't know too much about it. I just know it's like,
from what you heard,
it's just like an OF that specializes in foot picks, but not just foot picks.
Oh my God.
It's like you're probably gonna throw in like your titties or your coochie or whatever in the picture.
It's called foot find. I'm not even gonna look it up because I don't want it to be in my search engine, but it's called foot finder.
I think so, yeah.
Yo, bro, I maybe I'm getting old, but like there's too much options today, man.
There's a lot of options, especially online options. Plus, when girls are younger, like these students, a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old, they are well aware that there is probably a whole plethora of older men who would give them whatever they want just off the fact that they're so young. I'm not saying that's right, but they're so aware. They're very aware, you know? So it's like they don't really need that job at Tim's or McDonald's, because like they can find a way. They could deal with a dude who has money. Maybe she's dealing with a trap star, or she's dealing with an older guy with a sick job who like pays for her and stuff. But for men, this could get bad. This can get violent. This is how mental health crises happen. This is how crime increases, violence. You're going to see a frustration. And I feel like the men now more than ever, like the young men who are like 14, 15, 16, they have that desire to get rich more than any other generation.
Well, they need more money than my generation.
Exactly. And my generation.
Like, because back in the days, we can have, like, if we had like 2 racks, we're balling. Like, I used to have pictures, and like I'll post some of them on the screen. But back in the days on Facebook, I had pictures and I had like 2,500, but that was stunting. Now, if you don't have like 100 racks in your picture, you're a brokey.
That's crazy. What if it's prop rentals?
Well, then
they wouldn't know.
But then people get caught open or whatever. But most of these guys, they're not even trying to be caught with like no fake money. They want to have 50 racks of real money, and it's Pookie from the hood. And I'm like, how did you get your hands on 50 racks in one place, bro? Like in cash.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even be able to imagine that at like 19.
Yeah, real talk. And I felt like this new generation, and I might be wrong, but like my generation, most people were cool with settling for a normal, regular job. I feel like it's getting less and less as the years progress, because people are realizing, hey, I might go through university, get this regular job, and still be a brokey my whole life.
Yeah.
Or be house poor when I buy a house. So now people are like, no, I got to hit it big. I got to pretty much hit the lottery.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're young and you don't have guidance and you're hearing about these licks, if I go OT, I can come back with 10 bands or whatever, 20 bands, you know, like.
Yeah.
And
now I can go buy a belt.
That's so dumb, though. Don't spend your money on a
No, but that's the thing.
Belt.
Like, we used to be able to get fresh, and I don't know about your generation, but I know my generation, you can get dipped head to toe, and you might have spent like $1,000, maybe $1,200 to $2,000 if you're going crazy and you're getting some extra designer shit. But like after you get your fresh kicks that might be like $3, you know what I'm saying? For like the sick Jordans, bro.
Of course.
You know
Back
what I'm
then,
saying?
too, that, yeah.
Yeah, and then like your jeans, $600, you're balling, fam. And whatever polo shirt or whatever, you might be spending another $3. That's a G outfit. Now you're looked at as a brokey for wearing that outfit, bro. A G, your outfit's just a G?
I guess, but I feel like people should be honest with themselves. Like, unless you're rich, like, just don't pretend to be rich.
No, but that's not even rich anymore. Now, rich is, my outfit is 20,000. Now, if you're just regular, my outfit is at least 5 racks or at least 2. Like, you know, like to get the chrome hearts and all that. Like, you're not spending like just a few $100s. You're spending a few thousand.
And then the chain, you got to have like an iced out Cuban or something. I don't know, bro. I just feel like these are like certain cultural images that are pushed on to the communities. And I feel like it's meant to make people save up their money just to spend it on designer.
All of it. Like you have nothing left after, bro.
Yeah, but I think this is more of like a black thing. Because I feel like growing up, I would have been like, even when I buy shoes that are like somewhat more than like, even like a $2 or something, my mom's like, why would you do that? So dumb.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's how we were taught. But I noticed that like all my black friends, it was like priority to see if you had designer, the drip. And I can get it too, the aesthetic.
Yes.
But I also feel like it's like a corporate agenda, because black people are the biggest spenders on designer, I think, or like they have like a big like consumer number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In terms of how much they spend on that.
But it's not the parents, and maybe as generations have gone on, maybe the parents have maybe helped to contribute to this because the younger the generations are. But back in the days, my mom would look at me crazy for having like a $200 jean. It's just, I was influenced by the outside stuff. While my parents were like, my mom was like, nah, don't be buying that expensive shit. Maybe now, like a parent that's in their 30s and these days, because they're buying maybe expensive designer shit, they're like, yo, I'm going to get my kid a pair of Louis Vuitton kicks and all that. And now the kid's growing up thinking like, by the time they're 12, I had Louis Vuitton when I was 1. Because my parents put it on me. You know what I mean? I look cute in the little, oh my God. But you've already put a standard on that kid now. When he gets older, by the time he's 20, he has to have a $15,000 belt.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a result of the culture or like people infiltrating the culture to make the culture produce that outcome.
I think it's the latter.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then it's kind of like, if we know this and we know that these luxury brands, they're not necessarily like super pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Louis Vuitton and Gucci, like they were resistant to the idea of like rappers rocking their stuff until they couldn't really stop it. And then they embraced it, you know? But at first it was like, you are shaming a luxury brand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No,
it's dumb. I think we need to elevate. I think you have to have your priorities in check. Because guess what? I've seen mans with like $30,000, $40,000 outfits. Maybe that's a boost, but like outfits that are expensive.
Yeah.
And girls talking to me instead of them in my friggin' bummy ass outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, your outfit, I definitely think you have to present yourself in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Be fresh, be clean, you know, have good style, the aesthetics, the colors, whatever. But don't go for broke to look cool, bro.
You see, the thing is the reason like you get like the women that'll come and talk to you and regardless to whatever, you're not having like the Louis Vuitton outfit or whatever, because that comes with a certain expectation of women that when you're wearing that, you know what I'm saying? Women that, and maybe they don't even know that want you for your money. You're coming in presenting money. So it's like you're only expecting to get, you're not going to get a down-to-earth woman because you're dripped head to toe in designer. You're going to get a girl who's interested in guys in designer.
Yeah, but to that point, I do think purchasing that designer outfit or like an expensive outfit, it kind of does a lot of the work for you. Like maybe it gets you in the door quicker than like if you hadn't had that and you had to like talk your way into some pussy. You know?
Yes. If you want to get the IG models, then for sure.
That will never like you for you and literally you just want to bang them. They just want to get tricked on.
But if you just want a regular like girl, but she's just cute or pretty, like, you know, you don't have to have all of that. You just have to have maybe a little bit of game or just be confident in yourself. Yeah. And it's obvious that a lot of the time those guys who walk in the room with all that overcompensation, they're not confident in themselves. So you slide in and get the girl that they could have got because the girl could see that they're not confident.
Jeez. I didn't think about that because I would assume that like girls see that, right? And they probably think two things. Like, okay, this is like an actual like rich dude or this is a guy pretending to be rich.
Pretending to be rich.
And more times it's the latter, right? Yeah. So yeah, man, just be yourself. There's no reason to give all your money to these rich European luxury brands. I'm gonna be very honest. I think it's kind of dumb. You know, like it's better if you give it to brands that, you know, you're more connected with. You know, brands that actually connect with you.
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm with it, bro. I wear a lot of like local stuff. Anybody who gives me merch, I'm wearing it. You know
Real talk. I'd rather wear my homie's company's merch than like give money to friggin' some company that doesn't even know my name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's one to grow on. We're going to put the little logo on the screen there. One to grow on. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get it started, man. I was looking through Cardinal's catalog because he just dropped something new the other day. You know what?
Did you like it?
I did. I'm going to start with it. From what I heard on Instagram. All right, let's start the shit, man.
Wow.
You know the Clips got some new shit out.
Really?
Yeah. They just dropped the tune.
Both of them?
Yeah,
yeah. Is the other one on some Christian kind of vibes on it?
He's kind of is, but like he's found a way to like get a balance to still be grimy and talk about grimy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not malice anymore. It's no malice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's salute to that, man. Let's get it started, man. We are Box, the world's most smoked out podcast. We love hip hop. I'm your host of the most toast, Friday Ricky Dread, aka Sweatin' Rick, aka we here, man. Episode 581, B3 Studios. We got back over here. The Turkish Thrill, the man behind the wheels of steel at any prom. Okay, the pop the balloon expert.
Yes,
DJ Czar in the motherfucking building.
Yes, sir. DJ Czar, aka Burrow Sound, aka Young Shawarma, back at it like a crack addict.
Jesus.
Missing the third of the big three.
I know. Dusty Wallace, he's out in the world. He's got a business that he's trying to get launched and everything. So salute to Dusty Wallace. He'll be back next week and he'll have some more news for us. But before we get into anything, let's salute the sponsors. I want to start off by saluting Diamond Club, aka Canna Cans. All right, Canna Cans keeps everything fresh in the can, everything sealed. And Diamond Club has a whole bunch of different products under their umbrella. All right, you can get delivery in the same day in the GTA, and you can get the package sent across Canada. All right, so hit them up on their Instagram page. That's Diamond Club _Canada. You could also find them on Snapchat, you could also find them on Canna Cans _Canada 1. When you go to the website, make sure to use the code welovehiphop on the way out and get yourself a fat discount. Also, for my people in Ottawa, if you want same-day delivery of some of that loud, you gotta hit up Only Loud. All right, Only Loud has their own legacy blend as well as a whole bunch of different blends under their umbrella, and they do same-day delivery in Ottawa, same-day delivery in the GTA as well. All right, make sure to hit them up on their Instagram page. That's Only Loud Canada, or you can find them on Snapchat, onlyloud.ca.
Jeez.
What else is going on in the world? Before we get into anything, what's going on with you, man?
Man, 3 proms this week. I realized, I feel like now I'm like super tapped in with what like the young kids are listening to. And I'm going to be honest, Friday, we are in the era of female rap.
Okay, talk about it.
Those are the tracks that get everyone crazy, both men and women. They're going crazy. They're reciting these lyrics to these like female rap twerk type of tracks like in that Glorilla, Sexy Red type of genre.
Interesting.
There's this one called Whim Whammy or something. I'm getting so many requests for that song.
Whim Whammy.
WHIM, yeah.
Oh, shit, man. The SEO is crazy on that.
Bro, this song, every prom I've done, they've requested this multiple times. You just hear everyone rapping this.
Holy. Okay.
You know? So
yeah. I never even heard of this person.
Yeah. Me neither. And now like every day I've been playing Pluto's music. And I think that's kind of the dominant genre. Cause I was thinking like, yo, when I was growing up, like the male artists that we had as men to look up to, you know, you had like man's like friggin' Nelly, you know what I'm
50
saying?
Cent,
50 Cent. Here, keep naming some because we had a lot, bro. I'm trying to think.
Jay-Z was still very relevant.
Jay-Z.
There was Eminem was still very relevant in
Eminem. He was kind of on the way out.
Yeah,
But I'm trying to think of like artists that like their songs would play at a prom, like even
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Even Tyga. Like old Tyga. I'm not even talking about Aftertaste.
Lil
like,
Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, we had all these artists, but I feel like this new gen, like, they don't have like artists that are their generation that are that sick that are making crazy songs. Like they have like Ken Carson and like some of those guys, but it's mostly female driven right now. I feel like the game.
So what are they listening to from the male side? Like, okay, first, let's do this first. And then we'll get into our topics. But from the female side, Pluto, you just put me on to. Who else are they listening to? Obviously, Sexy Red and
Glorilla.
Right?
Yeah, even Young Miami. Like, just like that
Young
whole
Miami still?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Because these kids like kind of grew up with that era. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they first heard Young Miami on friggin' City Girls or whatever.
Yeah. And just to reiterate for people who might just be tapping into the convo, Czar's talking about high school prom. So we're talking about teenagers or what they're listening to.
People born in like 07, 08.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so it's a lot of that. I would say a lot of the girls actually like Kendrick, like especially the more alternative. But I do think in high school, liking Kendrick is like almost like a political statement. It's kind of like a statement about your artistry or like your willingness to listen to real music or not. You know what I'm saying?
Or you're kind of woke.
You're a little woke. You know what I'm saying? Wow, you like Kendrick? Drake for sure. That's who else. Drake, 100%. All the kids rock with Drake. Like he is the unifier. He is the glue that like, if I'm DJing a prom and maybe I'm like, I don't know what to play, I could always play a Drake song.
And the 16-year-olds are still like, yo, that new Drake is fire.
Fam, that new Drake, they know the old Drake. They're like, yo, play Headlines.
Really?
What year did Headlines come out?
Probably like 2011, 2010.
So these kids were like 3 and they're talking about I might be too strong out on compliments, overdose on compliments. Like they know the lyrics.
Drake Headlines.
Scroll down.
It's 2011.
2011. So they were 3.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but like they like that. They know the motto. Like they know Best I Ever Had, which is out probably before they were born.
Okay, so besides Drake, now to the male side of stuff, right? To the men's side of stuff. Who are the 16-year-olds listening to from the men?
Bossman D-Lo.
Like
that type of like Cash Cobain or whatever. Like
okay.
Those are like the two that come to mind because a lot of the other songs that they might hear are like one-offs. Like it's like a guy made one song and it was sick, but it's not like he has a whole discography that they're into. It was like a little TikTok song, you know? And I think their music is in kind of like a bad place, bro. Like music isn't that good right now.
And we're not even talking about the Toronto stuff. We're just talking about in general. Like in general music, right?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like you ran through a list of women and you kind of stopped short on the men.
Yeah, because I find maybe if you know like sick male artists that maybe these kids are listening to, like put us on. But yeah, as a DJ, like when I'm talking about like new like 2025 music in that like genre of like open format, because I could probably go to like dance hall and find like sick new dance hall 2025 from men. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
and as a DJ, your job is to make sure that the dance floor keeps moving. It's not like you just stop it because like, well, I like this song. Like, no,
Exactly.
What do you guys like?
Yeah, and what they like, funny enough, because in high school, like, really, you're trying to get hype. You're trying to just jump up and down.
Yeah.
I don't know why these kids, they're not like grinding on each other. Like in our high school dances, like that's the whole point was like everyone was just going to grind. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know if there's less restrictions or whatever, or more restrictions now. But yeah, they just want to jump around, maybe do a little friggin' get sturdy or whatever.
And also
Pop Smoke hits. But
Pop Smoke, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, and we'll get to our topics, right? The reason they're not grinding on each other is because they don't interact with each other. Maybe in school they do, but then after that, they're in their phones.
Yeah, but a lot of them like are still dating in high school, right? So like, obviously, like you're dating someone in grade 12. You're in grade 12, like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A-Boogie, people like, I feel like there's a lot of maybe like better like male R&B type of stuff, but I'm talking about like,
because you're naming older artists. They're not old artists, but A-Boogie, Pop Smoke, like that's a while back.
That's
now.
like one generation a little bit before. Like, it's almost 10 years almost. But
well, listen,
shout out to the youth though.
Yeah, man, and I like to get these conversations with you as a DJ because it helps to educate me and the audience who might not know what the average like 17-year-old is into right now. But if they're like, yo, play this, man, they know the dance floor is gonna go crazy.
Yes. And I just wanna point out that I did 3 proms this week and I got 3 song requests from Toronto artists. Okay, just 3, the whole 3 days. Sav Clippers, Canada Goose,
okay,
and YG Her.
Interesting. And those 2 of those 3, I feel like you mentioned the last time that you did a prom, they asked for those songs too.
Was it? Maybe I'm talking about the same prom. I don't know.
No, because you didn't mention the press of Canada Goose.
Oh, that was new. That was literally like yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe, it was within the last week. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so all these other Toronto artists, like, I guess they're not moving the needle to that extent. Yeah, I don't know. And these like white kids too. Like,
no, it's a good litmus
measure
test to see what are they really into outside of Toronto. And in Toronto, they only dropped for 3 different names, bro, for the amount of hundreds of rappers that we talk about, bro. It's sad.
It's sad. It's unfortunate because back in the day, I feel like there were more Toronto song requests. There was so much more. You could be like, I Love My Gang. You could play some Killy.
Yes.
You could play K-Money, Casper,
Griselda Blanco.
Top 5, Griselda Blanco. Like, there was just so much.
Yeah. We're hurting right now, man. Make Toronto music better again, man. Let's get into some of these topics that we have here, man, because most of them are Toronto related anyway. There's more evidence that dropped from this whole Tory Lanez case.
Discover Cans, where quality meets innovation. With over 24 premium strains, each carefully sealed in our signature cans for maximum freshness. We're redefining the cannabis experience. Trusted Canada-wide for consistency and reliability. We deliver the product you deserve. Elevate your expectations and explore the difference with Cans. You can find Cans on Instagram at @Cans_Canada, or you can find them on the Diamond Club page, DiamondClub_Ontario. Make sure to use the code WeLoveHipHop on the way out and get yourself a little discount. Salute to the sponsors. Cheer!
Okay. There was a site created called 36 Hours Later, and that was also from that governor lady. I don't remember her name, but people know. There's a Republican governor lady that's been pushing to get Tory Lanez case reassessed. All right, she's went on Piers Morgan with Tory Lanez's dad. She's been really pushing for this shit, right? And the website shows like all this footage that was, I guess, presented in court, like, Megan saying, the police saying Megan stepped on glass, all types of stuff. Cool. My question to you is, who pushed the red button? And do you know what I mean by that?
In terms of the evidence?
In terms of this push. Because obviously we've all been advocating for Tory to be free. We've been looking at it from our different angles as media people, just fans or whatever. But we can't do shit except for talk shit. We don't have the power of politics. You know what I'm saying? Of the offices. But then this woman steps in and she's doing a huge push, and now things are starting to turn around, which is great. but I feel like a red button was pushed.
Okay, so do you feel like that red button was pushed by someone else other than her?
I think it's somebody outside of Tory's control. They're going to take it. I'll take it because I want to come home, right? But they're just pawns in this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there was necessarily an individual that from within that pressed this button, but I do think that all the evidence that's being presented was already existing.
Yes.
Whack 100 spoke about this video. Apparently he wanted to sell it to Vlad, or, you know, so I think it's more a matter of like the truth is just coming out. And it's unfortunate that, you know, he had an attempt at his life and got stabbed multiple times.
Yeah.
He was wrongfully convicted, but now there are videos circulating of Meg Thee Stallion admitting that, you know,
she stepped on glass.
She stepped on glass. Another account of a man saying that he saw a woman shoot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
All these corroborate with what Tory Lanez has been saying.
So I'm going to give some pushback. And the pushback I'm giving, just it's not because I don't believe that Tory is innocent of these charges. It's because I want to make sure that, you know, all angles are looked at. Some people are saying they didn't play the whole video of homie. We only got to hear when he said, yo, we saw a woman shoot and then it cuts. Right? So, people are saying if they play the full piece of footage, maybe we might hear the man say, and the man shot too, but that we only have partial. Also with the Meg Thee Stallion thing, with her saying she stepped on glass, that doesn't necessarily mean that she didn't get hit by a shard of a bullet also.
Yeah, or that she's lying. Like she could have lied to the police.
Yes.
But
so these are the things
that
that were already brought up before in court and different things like that. But I just want to make sure that that's said so that we don't just look like we're not at least examining every possibility. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like we've been examining every possibility prior to this evidence. And now this evidence kind of confirms what everyone was secretly thinking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it corroborates with what Tory Lanez has been saying himself. They couldn't find DNA evidence on the gun.
Yeah, they said there was 4 pieces of DNA and evidence and none of it was his.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. In terms of who pushed the red button, God pushed the red button, bro. God's like, yo, it's about time. I'm gonna get Tory out, you know what I'm saying? Putting him through some battles. But when he gets out, things are gonna be different. Meg Thee Stallion's credibility, not just her credibility, but almost like the entire support system that built around her and the infrastructure, all that's gonna be coming to question because it's like, yo, you guys tried to set up this guy who's innocent.
The reason I keep on talking about this red button is because, like, I think that there's somebody who would benefit from, like, this woman just popped out of nowhere. Think about this. Like, you know, all of a sudden this politician takes interest in the case. This has been going on. The injustice has happened from time, and now she picks it up. Is it a coincidence that she picked it up? Was it because of the stabbing? I feel like they have more to gain by pushing this to the forefront for their political agendas. So, for example, they just commuted Larry Hoover's sentence, as well as somebody else sentence got, and then they also let home NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
this is all under the Republican Party. Now they let home Larry Hoover, or they commuted his sentence, but he still has the state that has 200 years on his head. And the state is not run by Republicans. It's a Democratic Congress for the state. So it's on them. I commuted him. You know, vote for me next time, black people. But, you know, I don't know about what your Democrat guy is saying because he's the one who's keeping him in jail.
Well, do you think that Republicans pardoning certain black criminals helps with the black vote? Honestly,
it does. But I don't think that it does at the same time. Because it does, because there's people from the public standpoint.
It's like name brand people, like Kodak and like. Yeah.
But those people are a small representative of what black people are to me as a whole in America even. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you let go a few criminals or guys who are charged with criminal
famous
criminals. Famous criminals, you know what I'm saying? But we're not known for being criminals. There's only, you know, I was watching a Flacco video the other day. He was saying that, like, the amount of black people who are in America compared to the amount of black people who do crime, it's like 2%. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you let home a couple of people that, you know, were like quote unquote criminals and stuff like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you got my vote.
Well, I think for certain people who would look at that and be like, man, Trump free Kodak. He knows who Kodak is.
Yes.
That is just like, oh, he's so cool that, you know, he drew for A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
You know, you have some hair.
Yeah. But those are the people who don't vote.
Perhaps.
You know what I'm saying? You might turn a few of them, but those people who are impressed by that type of shit, to me, they don't vote.
But they might help in terms of like marketing for Trump. Like it's almost like they're doing an advertisement for Trump every day when they talk about it.
Yeah, and it shows that, hey, he ain't racist. He also takes care of black people. But I feel like with this woman being a Republican and she's stepping in for Tory, while Trump is doing his thing, commuting all of these different sentences and giving people pardons and stuff like that, it's a big Republican push still for the black vote.
But Trump's already president.
Yeah, but they're gonna, if they want to keep in Republicans for
Senators
the next time around.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. You think he's already thinking like that? I don't know.
He's looking for a third term, far less more than even making sure that they keep a Republican for the next candidate. He might be the next candidate. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, third term, give him a third one.
Third?
Yeah.
Oh, man, no, they're snapping. I mean, shout out to Trump. Like, I rate him, but I don't know. The whole Canada thing is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, trying to make us the 51st state. And I keep hearing about it now. It started as a joke. Now I'm hearing about this Golden Dome. Have you ever heard about this Golden Dome?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man, it's a rabbit hole, bro. But pretty much they want to cover America in like some like type of dome. So like rockets and like bombs and stuff can't like infiltrate the airspace and stuff.
Oh man, these guys are watching too much Star Trek, bro.
Bro, they're ready for war. We're approaching war soon, bro.
That's crazy.
I think it's already started.
So you don't think it's the political play of trying to get Tory Lanez out?
I mean, there's always benefits to be had in these situations as a politician. But I do think that rooted in this like political move is a conviction that this guy's innocent.
Yeah.
At least they believe he's innocent.
No, sometimes the politicians are on the right side of history, and maybe this is one of those cases. I'll take it if it's a political play or not. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Free him up.
Yeah.
But I also think that there's something to be gained once he's free. Now he'll also be holding to them. You know what I'm saying? If he ever becomes if he becomes a full American citizen, guess who he's voting for?
Of course. Yeah.
Like, come on, fam. Like they got Lil Wayne in right away from when he Trump freed him up. I'm pro-Trump.
Yeah, I guess it's all about give and take in this world. It's about your relationships. And there's gonna be mutual benefit sought after, especially if you're dealing with these powerful people. They might like you, they might see something in you, but they need to see some type of utility or benefit for themselves for it to really like interest them, you know? Yeah.
Well, listen, free up Tory Lanez, man. Hopefully,
free Tory.
Like whatever is happening, I hope it works, and we can see him home soon, man.
He will be home. I believe he'll be home within the next year.
You think so?
100%.
Okay.
Back in the city.
Okay. Well, listen, man.
On We Love Hip Hop.
If he does, pull up, bro. We need you over here, man.
And then pull up to Borough Sound right after we shoot in the same place.
Facts. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because this whole Toronto rap civil war has been going on. The beef between the GGGs and MG4L and BFR. That's why I call it a civil war, because it's like a three-way beef going on and everything like that, right? I had my multiple rants on this shit, especially since the chain snatchings started happening and everything. Do you have any advice for any of these guys?
I don't think my advice is even valid to them because they're in a totally different reality than me. What am I gonna stop?
Yeah.
And like, I also don't want to like gamify this whole beef and be like, it's game 7. K Money has to hit a 3, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this is real life.
Yes.
People are really getting hurt. People are getting like violated, disrespected, humiliated, bullied. Like, and I don't think the reason why I never covered it is because I wasn't comfortable covering it, because I just feel like it's so deep and it runs deep, and it's like I'm like, Friday's doing it. That's you right now. Like you're holding it down with the correspondence and like reporting it.
Yeah.
But it's just like embarrassing. Like it's just like for the city, like you guys are our best talents. And I get what people beef and stuff, and there's, you know, like the beefs from the ends or whatever, and it gets personal, but it's just, I don't want to promote that type of violence or behavior or degeneracy. I feel like, you know, God gave all these guys a gift of music that the average person probably will never see their level of success in music.
Yeah.
And I understand that when you're from a certain environment, you have certain tendencies or behaviors or beliefs and mentalities. So I don't judge them for that. Bro, I wish all of them the best. Like I don't want people getting their chain snatched. I don't want people getting beat up, or I don't want people getting this like that. Like, I don't know, bro. So my advice, bro, damn, bro, just pray. And I'm not gonna be like come together as one and be like,
that's
it's never gonna happen.
Okay,
but live and let live, maybe. I don't know.
Let me ask you, because I've said in my rant, I had a crazy rant the other day that you guys are you're scaring the money away. Give me a way to rationalize why this is beneficial. Like if you were to just be like, try to get into their head, how do we make it where this benefits us?
All press is good press. That is the only line I feel like maybe they could use that would benefit them addressing that, because it's getting the city talking.
Yes.
Everyone, and it's like up to date, live, like, you know, new aspects to the story.
Yes.
People are on Trontology, people are on Instagram, people are engaging with the content, people think and have opinions about it, right?
Yeah,
so,
and their names are very buzzing because of it.
Absolutely.
So that's, I guess, a plus, sure.
Yeah, 100%. And does that translate financially? Perhaps it does for them, perhaps it doesn't. But it does help in terms of relevance. But I don't know. Like, I've spoken to some of my boys about this and like, oh, it's over for K Money. He should just like find a trade and stuff. I'm like, bro, like,
that's crazy.
I don't know. Like, people thought it was over for him with like the paperwork and stuff.
Yeah.
And I get what happened to him was pretty crazy, and they doxed him, which is wild.
Insane.
It's just such a dark world when it comes to that stuff, and that's just not my world. You know, that's why I really
It sounds like you're having a hard time to find a way where it benefits. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no benefit on the other side. Like, I haven't heard you say, well, it benefits them like this.
Reputation,
this.
it benefit. Okay, in terms of who's it benefiting right now, top 5.
I guess.
Because whatever, quote unquote, get back, or like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he did that within a week, right? So at the second, but when they took D Money's chain, it benefited K Money in them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It added to the buzz.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But then I wonder if K Money wasn't so vocal about what had happened, would they have retaliated so severely? Or was it because he was getting on the net, talking, kind of like calling them out, being like, yo, where's your chain, blah, blah, blah. Is that why they had to take that measure? And then how does K Money respond to this now? For real, because it can't just be go in the booth and be like, they bought my chain, so I bought another one.
Yeah.
They took my chain, so I had to buy another one. Like, you can't just do that, you know what I'm saying?
No, it has to be, unfortunately, get back, and then that's when things get dark.
Okay, but what does get back look like in that situation? It either has to like match or exceed whatever they did.
And that's why I say shit gets dark.
Yeah, but we shouldn't want that. We
don't, but they obviously, because they keep on exacerbating it, like the beef between each other, you know what I'm saying? They can say that the media or like the blogs are helping, but like they're giving us the content and they want us to promote the content, or they wouldn't be posting it on their stories. They wouldn't be posting, you know what I'm saying? Anytime they do something, they advertise it so that they can be screen recorded and then advertise to the rest of the people like, look what we did.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, they want the blogs to pick it up and blast it and then have everyone. And that's worked. That's worked for the Toronto scene, but that's what keeps the Toronto scene just the Toronto scene is just like we are more into the drama than the music, bro.
Yes.
That is just straight up what it is, and it's unfortunate. And don't get me wrong, there is entertainment value, but at what cost? At real life, like people getting hurt, potentially getting killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Potentially getting arrested. Obviously, the police at this point are super
they're watching
like
all of it.
They're watching. Who knows if because I'm hearing that they took K Money's car. So if you take a man's car, you're definitely going through your insurance.
Yeah.
And if you're going through your insurance and saying, "Oh, my car was stolen," I'm pretty sure you have to like have a police report or something. You know what I'm saying? And who knows if he's even gonna take that route? But like, I just feel like people want K Money to crash, and I don't like that we've turned it into a game. Because it's like there are people who are not affected by it and who are not involved that are like cheering and egging it on.
Yeah. The only person, and I realized this the other day, and this is with all due respect to Five, but the only person who's actually benefiting from it is Five. And the reason why is because he's not dropping music. I don't even know if he has any plans to. You know what I'm saying? These other guys, they're all dropping music, and that's being affected by this issue. For example, if it's the Pressa and Bundog and their beef with Five, they've dropped music. So what gets affected if they take an L in any type of way is their numbers on the music. Same thing with Casper and K Money. They're dropping music. So when they drop music, if they take an L in any type of way publicly, it affects their music numbers. The only person who isn't dropping music is Five, and he's going at both of these guys, and there's no numbers to be affected if he takes an L.
I know what you mean. It's like he has everything to gain, nothing to lose.
Yes, it's not like, oh, well, my new music video dropped and it only did 100,000 views instead of 1 million because D Money took an L. There's no music, so it's not like he's taking any L's. It's like he's playing both of them.
But these guys aren't even, I don't even think they're aiming for musical reputation. It's like street rep.
At this point, it has to be because
it's all pride at that point.
Because even with the acts involved, they've all had music that's done its thing. They don't need to get any more popular. I've said this before. They're all made money. They're good.
They did the groundwork.
Yes. So the only thing they can do now is fuck it up. Because it's not like they can go higher, but this is not going to help them go any higher than Toronto. Like you just said, only Toronto people really care about this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not helping them get more famous outside of Toronto. It's not like they're beefing with, like, okay, Five showed him and Kodak Black on a FaceTime together as a retaliation towards BFR, right? So, okay, you got to communicate with an American rapper, and, you know, he might be in the know that you guys, whatever the issue is. Cool. Does that mean you're going to get a feature and help you get bigger in America? Like, the goal should be, even if you guys are having this serious issues, to gain from it, benefit, and get bigger. And I don't think they can get any bigger from what they're doing. So it's kind of a waste of time.
I do think they can grow using this. Because there are probably still people in Toronto that maybe have never heard of Top 5 or Casper or K Money. Like,
right.
I know it's like probably hard for us to imagine because we're in that, but there's probably a random kid's like, whoa, what's this? Whoa, like he has years of music. I just saw him because of this thing I saw, you know?
Yeah, but is that really the average? Especially in Toronto. Maybe like Calgary, somebody might be like, oh, I never heard of these guys. Cool. But I feel like these guys have done enough groundwork. Like everybody knows who Pressa is in Canada.
Well, that's like, okay, that's cap.
No, like from the kids who are listening to hip hop and stuff like that, they all know who Pressa is. They all know who K Money is. His song has 20 million views on it.
For sure. But like Toronto, let's say Toronto's a city of 5 million people. How many million do you think know Pressa, Top 5? And like these guys, like you think it's like 4 or 5? That's no. That's a lot. Like you know what I'm saying?
Like let's say, if out of the 5 to 6 million that we have here, a million strong are music listeners, or like hip hop music listeners. They all know who Top 5 and Press is.
Okay, yeah,
and that's a lot of people. 1 million inside of one city. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot. Bro. That's a lot. That's a
lot.
Like
they can do shows if they could, and we'll get to the shows in a second. They can do shows and sell them out. It's not like, oh, hopefully people show up to my show. No, they're low-key famous. They're not even popular. They're famous, bro.
Yeah, no, you're right.
5 has to walk around with security, bro. He's famous. So like, how much higher can you go? You know what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is go down from this point.
I know what you mean. So you're saying like these events that we're seeing, it's not giving them the growth that maybe they would have expected, like outside of the bubble that we're in.
If he's beefing with Kanye, that's a different story.
Yeah, you're gonna get some new eyes on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you guys are all beefing amongst each other, and we all know who you are already. So who cares?
I don't know, bro. To me, it's just like, this is an overall just like bigger problem. Like,
yes.
I understand that, you know, these are individuals who have problems, but when you boil it down to, you know, environment, cultural influence, criminal influence, like it's a lot, bro. And like, I don't even like talking about it because it's just like, bro, this is real life. People are really being affected by this. It's not a game.
Yeah.
It's not just for our entertainment. I remember when me and Dusty were like, yo, maybe it's scripted. Definitely not scripted. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not when people are getting hurt like that, man.
Yeah.
And,
bro.
you know, just to stay on this, but move on to another topic on this, because it is affecting their pockets. Casper TNG's show in where is it? Edmonton, canceled. So this is the flyer here. It says, due to travel issues, Casper TNG show this weekend will be postponed to later date. We apologize for any inconvenience. Refunds are available upon request, and current tickets will be valid for new dates once confirmed. We wish so should you wish to keep them. Thank you. Now this is one post. There's other posts that say differently of why that the show didn't happen.
Yeah, people are saying that the GGs have a hit on him in Edmonton. I saw that in like a post or like a comment, but anyone could say anything, right?
Yeah, anyone could say anything, but like, to me, I feel like there was another post that said something about, yeah, we ain't doing a show over there, or they're not having them because of social media antics.
Oh, big up Yegbuzz.
It was Yegbuzz, I think I saw it on. Let me see if I can. Oh, here it is. So Toronto rapper Casper TNG had his Edmonton show canceled tonight due to alleged beef with he has in Toronto.
Okay, and then it's the same post.
Same post. Okay. All right, and that's Edmonton and Winnipeg. So 2 shows canceled. Is this working?
No, and I think it's unfortunate that Casper has to like bear the responsibility, because he did seem like he wasn't too involved. He doesn't really get too involved in like the online antics, and musically, I think he's the strongest out of like this entire quote unquote civil war.
His music was actually doing the best
and relevant. And it's like his old tracks still hit and the new tracks are hitting. And I know that he got on live for a little bit, and of course he's going to defend his little brother who got, jumped at a Raptors game. So it's like, I can understand that protective instinct. It's just unfortunate that he's kind of doing the right thing, but he's being penalized because of the affiliation and association. But bro, this guy probably had this show organized, booked it. H Block Goons were supposed to open up for him. Remember the white kids I interviewed? They were supposed to open up for him in Edmonton. I'm sure that was a big deal for them.
Yeah.
And validating for them, being like, yo, we're about to open for Casper.
Yeah. And I'm sure there was a bag that he was going to go collect too.
I'm sure 100%.
Yeah.
A big bag, probably. Maybe not the biggest bag, but like a bag that's worthy of going to Edmonton and Winnipeg for sure.
It's going to be a sold out show. So they're going to give him a good bag.
Yeah. And this is legal money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was doing the right things. It's just unfortunate that, like, the people that you affiliate or associate yourself with can affect your life.
Yes. This is a direct result of Toronto rap beef. Toronto ain't trying to book him, period. Keep in mind, and I won't let out the bag who he signed to, but he signed.
What?
Yes.
To a major? Are you talking about like? Are you talking about like Streamium, or like? Are you talking about like? Okay. So, just say he signed to Sony. Just say it.
I'm not saying he signed to any company in particular. I'm just saying he signed, and I'm saying it's a major. There's not many to choose from. I'll let you know when the cameras are off. But for the people out there in the audience, this nigga signed.
What?
And he's still losing opportunities.
Even the label can't even be like, no.
The label can't even help you, bro. So then what's the point? Like, these guys are beefing, and the only thing it's doing is hurting their pockets. Going back to what I was asking before, like there's no benefit because you lost 2 shows and your label can't even help you retain these shows. It doesn't matter how much they try to clean you up, put you on a contract, and then you have publicists and everything working for you. If you're radioactive, you're radioactive.
But why can't like the promoters or these companies just increase security presence to ensure that nothing goes down?
Because then that cuts into their profit margin.
I understand.
Why am I want to break even with some guy that makes me have to hire 10 times more security when I can get the guy who doesn't make me have to hire extra security and maybe still pack out the place? Or I'll take half of the audience and still make my money, exactly the amount of money that I would have made if I booked this guy, Casper, instead, have the full sold out stadium or still sold out place, but I had to pay extra for security or extra security at least. So it still works out to the same. I may as well get the Maskeen to come in, bro.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for music, like it's probably pays more to be Maskeen. You're going to get more opportunities, I would say.
At this point, duh. Because these guys, like I told you, and I didn't want to put that out there, but he's signed and the label can't help him. That's why I mentioned that. Because if he was just independent, like, all right, fine. But like, at least the label can say, hey, listen, don't worry, we'll make sure that nothing happened. We don't care what you say, bro.
Okay, I have a question. Do you feel like a big reason why they may have postponed his show was because the person he's beefing with happens to be top 5? Like, what if it was just some random Toronto, like, dude he's beefing that maybe isn't as quote-unquote name brand or notable? Like, because I feel like for people who are maybe not tapped into the scene, the name top 5 still carries weight.
Yes.
Even in England. I'm like, because I'm thinking, could this guy do a show in England? They might be like, maybe top 5 has connections there too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't know if it's top 5. I think it's like you could insert other rapper name as long as it gets as much attention.
But who gets more attention than top 5 or as much?
That's the thing. There's not really many people who get as much attention. You know what I'm saying? But if he was able to have like if there was Change taken with another crew or whatever, and it got a lot of attention because Change getting taken gets a lot of attention. You know what I'm saying? When people get into skirmishes at places, that gets attention. So you could switch 5 or the GGs and put somebody else in there, and it'll still get a lot of attention. Maybe not as much, but it'll get a lot because those activities that happen.
Okay, but how long is Casper expected to kind of like push back his career to combat this like new issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long is it going to affect his ability to do shows across the country?
Well, listen, man, they better hurry up and figure out that time length because I was thinking about this the last few days while putting the show together. None of the people that we're talking about are youngins, bro.
Yeah, it's funny because like I remember them like when they were younger, so I feel like in my mind like they're not old heads or like
they're your peers, bro.
They're my peers. They're like 90s. So I'm like, damn,
man, them should know better.
You know when you realize you're not young anymore?
No, because when I was young, I used to look at all these rappers that I used to listen to until I got older, and now I'm hosting these shows, and I realize we're literally the same age. Like when I bump into Smith and Wesson, I'm like, oh shit, we're the same age. But when I was listening to you as a kid, I always thought you guys were older than me. No, so these guys, they're the same age as you. You're not a youngin. You're not Unk yet.
Yeah.
But you're going towards Unk status.
I would say I'm Unk status.
There's people already calling you that. Right? Yeah. So if there's people calling you that, there's people calling these guys that, and they're not acting like Unks, bro. They're acting like fucking kids.
Okay, Friday, I have a question because I feel like you provided the best reporting of this entire thing. Me and my boys, we've been entertained and informed based on like your takes, you know? What do you think should happen?
I think they not necessarily should piece it up. They should just agree to not be friends and make it where they let the people know that if anything is happening, it's not going to get messed up because they have issues. They have to prove that to the point where it's like almost book 2 of those guys into the same place and nothing happens. And then that's the only way it can be proven because, and that's like a pipe dream, bro. Ain't nobody really trying to take that risk.
Well, okay. I don't think it's about them as individuals. It's about their crews. It's about the dudes who are rioting for them, the dudes who are in the background masked up, who want to avenge their homie. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe if we were in like a concert hall, maybe they each only had 3 entourage, no straps. No straps. Everyone's super searched. And these guys are in the same, they might grill each other. They might even have a little scuffle, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't escalate further. So it's like,
but we still got to go outside after.
You do, but they gotta time it. The venue has to be like, okay, we're picking up K Money at like 200 hours or whatever, and then we gotta pick up Top 5 at I don't know, like
that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of extra work. You're like,
guess what? I'm not doing that.
I'm
gonna just book some other people.
Okay, so what was your take on a potential Drake mediation?
I say that the only people who can make this cool at this point is Drizzy and them, right? I don't know about the Casper TNG part because that's a whole other side beef, but
I know who Casper signed to now.
Well, don't say it on camera.
Okay. Man.
But I will say this, because our next story and every kind of story is kind of melding into each other. Cash XO is fed up of Top 5. He put up a post, right? And we're gonna tie it into the story here. I don't know how I'm gonna clip this.
Yo,
into
is
separate
Cash
clips.
Arab? Like, where's he from?
I think he's Palestinian.
Yo, how they doing my people like that?
Right. So he finally responded to. He said,
I'm not.
"If you post me again, watch, little fucker." Right. Because Top 5's been posting this first Arab to get lipo. He's been going crazy. Seriously, with all the millions you have, you decided to put this fit on Cash. Like he kept on going crazy. Neon Singh at
bad pick.
Neon Singh at 40. Like he just kept on killing them, right? With post. Here's the thing. There was been an affiliation before, and I don't know if that's still going on with the XO guys and Casper. Right? They're showing Casper, he was on tour with the Weeknd
in Brazil and stuff.
Yeah. So he's on their radar, okay? Drake obviously has his affiliation with 5, the Wassas and all that, even though that's kind of weird now because the Wassas and 5 are beefing. They're the only ones who can actually mediate this. But the thing is, they're beefing.
Yo, you don't want to know where my mind just went, bro.
I do.
Bro, have you ever heard of a proxy war?
Yes.
Is that what we're seeing? Where it's like Drake is funding this militant group, The Weeknd's funding this military group. Like obviously exaggerated, but like
maybe not the funding part, but maybe they're beefing as vis-a-vis, a trickle down.
It could. Maybe that's not the reason, but it's almost like it adds fuel to the fire. It's like, oh, and you're XO? Well, we're OVO here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And the only way that this can actually get resolved, like these guys can't tell these guys, you'll stop beefing. But they could stop beefing.
Well, it starts at the top. If Drake's camp and The Weeknd's camp really, really had true peace,
yes, other
people would follow suit. Like,
yes,
I'm never gonna put it past. The power of forgiveness is real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Snoopy and Top 5 were able to resolve their issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this is the same. This is obviously much more extreme. But like, I think there's a lot of power in forgiveness. Like, let's imagine. I know this is probably gonna be super hypothetical, never gonna happen.
Right.
But what if like they're like, yo, K Money, here's all your stuff, bro. Like, let's stop. Like, K Money is not going to be like, okay, yeah, we're good.
No, that can happen if the guys who are the head guys, OVO, XO, tell them to do it. Give K Money and them back their jewelry.
You're gonna have to throw some gifts in there for everyone.
Fine,
because I don't know.
Fine, but they have the power. But we don't. We just talk our shit on a podcast.
But who's to say after that? Let's say like, okay, they forgave each other.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say after that it's not going to be on? Like, who's to say that like they're really cool? Maybe they'll be like, yeah, we're cool. We're not going to beef. But like secretly, they're plotting on each other.
Hey, that's a possibility. But if at the top, the two head guys who are beefing publicly, everybody knows XO and OVO have issues. They stopped beefing. One, it would bring more money to everybody. Together is better. You know what I'm saying? And like you said before, it's an example. So it's like, yo, why are we still beefing when the guys who help us, even help fund us sometimes or whatever, they're not beefing. So now we're really fucking the money up. because the guys at the top aren't beefing, but we're still beefing.
Yeah, but they were gonna beef regardless.
No, they weren't, because remember, 5 started his beef with BFR
because
they were hanging around with EXO guys.
And then that led to MG4L and BFR kind of like
linking back up.
So
if
it
EXO
is
and
because of OVO versus
never
EXO.
had no beef, then we wouldn't be going through all of this right now.
No, but this started before that. Like, okay, the Raptors game thing.
That's between 5 and
K-Money.
and or the GGGs and the MG4L guys, right? But as far as BFR and the GGGs, this would have never started if OVO and EXO weren't beefing in the first place.
Okay, but right now BFR is like, they're not really in like the crossfires right now. It really is like MG4L and the GGs. Like,
yes,
BFR, they're doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but at the same time, they're still going back and forth. If I go on the Reddit and follow, become a member on our Reddit, We Love Hip Hop Toronto Reddit, or We Love Hip Hop Canada Reddit. I'm gonna show you who that is in a second. Okay, Pressa and Top 5 wake up on BS.
This is 3 hours ago,
right? So Top 5 posted in his story, blood clot, with these guys tongue kissing
Coyle Ray and Pressa,
right? And then Pressa responded this week with the music playing, and then he has
Bra 5,
right, with the PC on the chain and everything. So like, these guys are still going at each other, even though there's a issue going on between GGGs and MG4L. Those two guys are still going at each other still. Like, as if, hey, we're not even worrying about these other guys that we're actually beefing with too.
Yo, do you feel like if you grow up in an environment that is surrounded with like conflict and violence, that you have to create some sort of conflict or violence?
No.
Like, you're not able to sit peacefully without any issues. It's almost like it's part of your like habit where like you need some type of conflict in your life to like get you going.
I don't think that it's a necessary thing, but I could understand where that comes from.
Because I feel like 5 like is well versed in like the art of conflict.
Yes.
Like, I feel like he really loves this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like he's doing it just to do it. It's like, nah, he loves this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you said 3 hours ago when that post was. It's like 2 o'clock right now. So this is early. It was actually an hour before that that they actually posted it. So they woke up on bullshit. Man's rolled out of bed like, yo, let me diss this guy.
It's so difficult because like they built their whole brand off like being this like gangster or whatever, you know? So it's like, this is almost a part of work. It's like, because yo, you know, okay, let's say Justin Timberlake got jumped and got his car taken, whatever.
Let me hear this scenario.
Right? Justin Timberlake.
From who? By who?
The GGs. It could be anyone.
No. The 98 degrees.
Nick Lachey
ran upon him.
The Backstreet Boys.
Okay, Backstreet Boys.
So the Backstreet Boys, they caught JT slipping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They jumped him, whatever.
Hold on. I know it's your story, but maybe not the Backstreet Boys themselves, but guys who you know are their
roll
affiliate,
with them.
Backstreet affiliates.
Yeah. They just call them the boys.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say that happens, right? I'm not gonna listen to Justin Timberlake's music too differently, because he's still saying, it's like I'm a mirror. Whoa, like it's still like, it doesn't really pertain to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe people might roast him like, buddy, you're not bringing sexy back. You just got jumped. You know what I'm saying? But because it's not really like directly tied to his brand, it's just like that he was a victim. That was unfortunate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Rap, or this specific type of rap, is built on talking tough, like gangster rap, drill rap, all that, street rap is talking tough. You can't do shit to me. I got 100 guns. I duck all the bullets and we shoot everybody. Girls never say no to us. We smash all of the bitches. Like, you're Superman when you get in the booth. So in real life, you have to at least be 3/4 of Superman, or like, niggas ain't listening to you no more, bro. Like,
do something super. Right?
Yeah. No, like, you have to be seen with a bad bitch. If somebody tries to take your chain, you shoot them. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these different things that you say in the raps, you better be that too, or we're not listening to you anymore. That's the difference. Like, Justin Timberlake is not talking tough on his records.
Even on Sexy Back when you're like, those other boys don't know how to act. Like he's dissing mans though. Like,
you guys are acting too thuggy. I'm trying to get some girls. You know what I'm saying? The thug rapper is like, nah. I slap out every guy who's in the way. We pop the most bottles in the club because we get the most, we do the most shit and nobody can test us. And I wear my jewelry everywhere and nobody could do nothing to me because I'm the biggest, baddest gangster. That is literally, you have to meet all the requirements if you want to be a quote unquote street rapper.
I just feel like the effort it takes to craft the rapper image that a rapper has to uphold, and then the required
street rapper.
Yeah. And then the required behaviors you need to like maintain.
Yes.
It's just like, and the money, you're not even making that much money off it for real.
And you have to have the jewelry. If you're the street rapper, you can't be the street rapper that just has like no jewels, no drip or whatever. All of these bricks that you talk about, you go OT and move or whatever, you better show it too. It's better off just being a mesquite rapper, bro.
But no one's trying to hear mesquite rap. Even me as like a civilian, like I'm not running to like listen to like.
Maybe we're part of the problem as the audience because, and I'm saying this as somebody who's grown up listening to Dipset and all these guys talking about try to take my chain, flipped it, took his chain, and you know what I'm saying? Like I love Cameron shit, but it's grimy shit.
Yeah, but I think it's more rooted in the fact that like, okay, who was the audience that determined what song was good or not, like in hip hop?
The club.
Even before the club, it's the streets.
The streets, yes.
And it's like,
well, the streets is the club to me.
It honestly starts with women.
Yes.
So if women like it, men will adopt it because they know the women like it, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess women maybe don't want to hear mesquite rap. Like maybe women are trying to hear about some dude who's gonna friggin' let it off on his ops.
Yes.
Like I don't know.
But then
maybe it starts with the women.
But then there's guys who are winning right now who are not gangsters, like Cash Cobain and these different guys. They're not running around talking about shooting guys' faces off and stuff like that.
But I feel like with those guys, Boss Man D-Lo,
he's a gangster.
Even Cash Cobain, it's like they're still like somewhat gangster, but they're just more of a chill gangster. Like they're like, they might be P's. They're more like on that, like the perception is more like, okay, this guy's a pimp, not he's like a driller or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and unless you have direct, and these days, if you have your beefs, you have to know who you're beefing with. Like once upon a time in gangster rap, we could just be like, yo, I have beef with mad people and niggas is trying to kill me and da-da-da.
Now you got a name drop now.
Now you have to know who is trying to kill you.
Yeah, and you got to mention them by name.
Yes.
And you might have to mention something that happened like between you two. Like, yeah.
In real time. We need everything in real time. We need more details, bro.
But it's just crazy because it works. Like Bobby Shmurda, that worked.
Like he got locked up for it.
He got locked up. But it worked for him, and then he just wasn't able to capitalize after. But like the fame he got, and like if you listen to the lyrics, he's literally talking about all this.
Caught a body just a week ago.
Yeah, like yo, this guy we left him here. This guy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so okay, if you're K Money, you have accomplished a lot in music. There's still growth opportunities available in terms of like becoming a bigger musician. But what do you do? What is the best move? Because like obviously everyone wants them to crash, but like what is the wisest move as like an OG?
That's a tough one, man. I really don't know. It's such a wild situation that's unfolded here.
It's almost like unprecedented.
Yeah, it's hard to say, okay, well, just fall back and you'll be okay. Like that's the only solution I can think of right now. Fall back, let everything blow over, and then come back. But people are still going to be like, yo, you got your chain shit. Like, I don't even know, bro.
Okay,
I need a little more time to think about that one.
Okay, I think I have a potential like solution for K Money.
Let me know.
But it's a long-term solution.
Okay, break it down.
You got to go off the grid. You got to get super jacked. Like come back with like 30 more pounds of muscle. Maybe you're more well-spoken. Maybe you might have to get sober. Come back as the best version of yourself. Keep recording music in that time.
Right.
And I think eventually yeah, like there might be people like, oh, well, this guy got robbed by, but people are gonna be like, yeah, but look at him now, fam. Like he's killing it.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he improved as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like that self-growth, that's like, that'll always kind of fix things. It might take a while. You know, you might have to, hit the gym. It might be hard. You might go through withdrawals. You might have to cut people off. You might have to stop certain behaviors. And I'm not sure about his financial situation. If he has money that he could just sit on, or if he has to, like, he needs a stream of income or his music, whatever, But I think he should take this opportunity to just, like, develop himself. Because, like, what's your alternative, bro? Like, try to get 5, slip in, or get one of 5's boys slip in, or, like, fully crash, or, like...
And then go back to jail.
Yeah, like, we don't want that. Like... for anyone, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, especially someone who has, like, still has their life ahead of them.
Yeah. No, because if they take it to game 7, the only options after that is somebody going to jail or somebody dying. So, like, both. We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that. And I don't know. I think the worst part is that friggin' Casper show got canceled.
Yeah.
Because that's just not fair to him.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's just like, yo, he was trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, salute to all parties involved. I'll say again, XO, OVO, y'all can fix this. So, I'll leave the ball in y'all court.
We know at least one individual from either of those camps is watching this right now.
Yeah. They're both watching.
Drake might be watching this right now.
But salute to all parties involved. I got a topic here. Yes. And I don't want you to catch any strays from this topic. Okay? I'm going to catch all of the arrows from this.
That doesn't work, Friday. People still hold me accountable for your words.
But I think Toronto mans are immature.
I want to take a quick break from this episode to give a big shout out to Only Loud, Canada's one-stop shop for your favorite legacy brands and all things loud. Only Loud provides mail order delivery nationwide and same-day delivery to those in the Ottawa area. Check them out at onlyloud.ca or follow them on their socials, Instagram at onlyloudcanada or on Snapchat onlyloud.ca for more exclusive content. Only Loud is not just a product, it's a lifestyle. Big salute to the sponsors. Cheer.
Okay, let's elaborate on this.
So I have a clip here from Torontology. It says, what Keezy went out sad for. And it's a clip of this BBL chick over here, IG model, whatever, right?
Asshole. Do I give a fuck? She doesn't give a fuck, so I don't give a fuck. Body T. Baby girl.
So the thing is that irked me, and I jumped in the comments. Rare jumping in the comments on Torontology, but I decided I'm jumping in the comments.
You're not banned?
No, I'm not banned.
Okay.
Right? And I said, I know I'm going to get jumped on for this, but how exactly did it go out sad? Because he yammed their cat? This is why Americans laugh at us and take our women with ease. Toronto mans have been immature about this, the most vanilla act from time. Y'all sound crazy, lol. I feel that the temperature is kind of changing in the comment section because some people are like, hey, I would have done it too, da-da-da-da. For context, there was a video that went out months ago where he was yamming her cat outside on a car.
On a car.
Right? Obviously, that's a little crazy. The outside, the proximity or the location or whatever, right? And I know that she was with his ops or something like that. I understand that's the bad part too. But the yamming pussy part, can we stop doing this now, Toronto mans? Can we stop, please? Like, it's not that serious, man. Like, I still can't believe in 2025, mans are like, oh, you're a yammer, man. And now people are going to listen to your music less. You lose ratings amongst the mandem. Yo, there's guys who jumped in the comments here who are talking about their place in the culture. Like this guy here. I'm not even going to say his name to give him any big ups. You call yourself a Jamaican? Bow cat fee. Right? One, I'm not Jamaican. Right? But he said something that blew my mind, bro. I gotta find it, fam. Because he tried to put it back to, oh, that's not a representation of man in the culture. Eating pussy? Is it that serious, bro? That's why I didn't want to put it on you, because I don't want you to confirm or deny, because I know you're still caught you're outside, bro. People will crucify you.
Yeah, but like this take is like, to me, this is not like a serious situation. So like, I'll definitely share like what I think, but I think like people gotta respect that some men don't want to eat pussy and some men do want to eat pussy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like a basic, like, bro, that's your body. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm gonna be real, I don't really care what a next man does with his own, like, that's not my business. Like, it's whatever I gotta do, I'ma do. This is, you're saying like Toronto man?
This is not a Montreal man thing.
No,
this
but
is not
this is a Jamaican thing.
It is a Jamaican thing.
That's what it's rooted in.
It's rooted from Jamaicans' beliefs in, no, we don't bow on gal and ray-tay-tay. But enough of these mans don't have Jamaican backgrounds over here in Toronto.
Well, I think it's only authentic if it's like, okay, you're Jamaican and like that's a part of your culture, you know, bow cat, whatever. So you don't do that. But if it's like, bro, like you're not Jamaican, but like you would have probably ate pussy if it wasn't for this Jamaican influence. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And it's not even just an influence, it's shame. You get called a bow cat, a itaman, all these different things, like in a negative connotation. So now, if that's something that you want to even enjoy, that makes you get pleasure, makes you get harder, like pause, whatever, when you do that to the gal, you can't even express yourself fully because you're worried that the girl's gonna take it and use it against you, because the girls are part of the problem too. And then when they use it against you is because they can, because mans then will clown you. Like that shouldn't even be a weapon.
Yo,
it's only a weapon here.
I gotta tell you this story in high school. There was this guy, and like he was cool, you know what I'm saying? He would kind of like roast a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to call him a bully. Maybe he was a bully.
Right.
But a lot of it was about like, yo, you're a Chawaz. You're a Yammer, right? Chawaz, yeah. And then somehow there was like a voice note that his girlfriend exposed that he was a Chawaz.
Right.
He got like exiled from like the social group, bro. And it was crazy. But it was because like he was kind of the one like terrorizing people for something that he was doing. I feel like if you really, really like are just secure in your own like sexual life, you don't really care if the next man eats pussy, eats ass. Like you don't really care to judge them because you're busy doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how it should be. Like, bro, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Maybe there's reasons that make sense that it's like, okay, I don't want to do that. If you're like, nah, I want to pleasure my woman, I don't have a problem with it, do that. But I do think like people have the right to like disagree with it. You know, so people have the right to be like, yo, you eat pussy. I personally don't think it's gay to eat pussy, but some mans do.
Hold on.
Some mans do.
Whoa.
Some mans do.
Those two words are in the same sentence?
Fam, I've heard this conversation before. It's like, because it's like, it's more of like maybe like a masculine thing or whatever, but my God. I don't know, bro.
Our brains are not mine, but their brains are so infected. It's like, you're gay for eating pussy is crazy.
I know there are some mans watching this right now that like might agree with that sentiment still.
Oh, bro. Dog, I don't understand. How are these mans getting girls?
Just slanging wood.
This is why I said all their girls cheat on them. There's not one man that's out there, and I don't care who you guys think you are. Oh, yo, none of these girls deserve me sucking any pussy. My dick is so good. Pause. Like, shut up, man. She will cheat on you as soon as she finds a guy, and it's not because the guy eats her pussy. It's because he likes her. You don't like your girls, bro. You're just using them as cum receptacles.
Yo, I think that's kind of a valid point. Like, if you really, really like your girl, do you have to do it in a sense? It's
but if you just like women, period, you're going to want to pleasure them. You're going to do all that, period. If you're just using them to get your shit off and maybe have a baby off of one of them, then cool. Then, yeah, you're never going to yam any pooms because you don't like women like that. You know what I'm saying? You like to smash them, but you don't like them as humans.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, let's say like that Pressa Coileray thing that keeps getting clipped, you know? He probably genuinely liked her to the point where it's like, okay, you know what? I might have my own beliefs on this, but because I like really like you, maybe I'll do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he did or he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know what I'm saying? Chill. Don't kidnap mans.
No, but I hear that. No, don't worry about that one.
Okay.
But like, bro, these guys, like, look at this comment here. I could never bow my head down to Yam Cat. It's submissive. It's emasculating. That's not a role of a man in the culture. Like, bro, the man took that conversation and made it into a cultural standpoint, bro. I said, oh, I couldn't even, do your thing, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to disrespect our place in the culture as a man.
But yo, same ways, right? Like these might be the same dudes that might be like, y'all never do dishes or cook because that's not what men do. But it's like, bro, if you're human, like you got to do the dishes sometimes. You might have to cook for yourself sometimes.
Yes.
Yo, what if like, you know what I'm saying? Your girl's sick. You're going to take care of her. You're going to be doing things that are like, might seem submissive to an extent.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know, man. I think it's like to each their own. Some people are a little bit like more like dead set in their ways where it's like, I'll never do it. And a lot of those dudes though end up doing it.
Listen, bro.
Like I've heard from girls that are like been like, yeah, like no, he ate my pussy. It's like, what?
The girl who we're talking about, if she pops up in front of them, no matter how much these guys are like, yo, she's a sat top thing, yo, she was with the ops, like you're still doing it too. You guys ain't getting that many chicks that you're telling her no. I'm sorry, not the ones who are in the Torontology audience. They're not getting enough gal that they're like, let that one slide because I get so many bitches.
Imagine like some random like short fat dude in his basement be like, I'd never eat her pussy.
Yeah,
that's
right.
emasculating.
Yeah, right. You'll be lucky if she let you even get near it, yo. But I just found that, and last thing on this whole thing, because the thing with Pressa, he had to fight that. But where did he have to fight that? In Toronto. Nobody cared anywhere else outside of Toronto. Nobody used that clip from Quarterlab at the Call Her Daddy podcast against Pressa in any other city except for Toronto, bro. You know how many cities Pressa is known in? And the only city that cared about him, and I'll put allegedly just to protect him, even though he doesn't need protection from eating pussy, is Toronto. Oh my God, yo, the man. She
Career
said that
ender.
she dirty wined on his face. Ha ha ha. Everybody else is like, what's the joke? Where's the joke?
Yeah, but like I said, like people adopt this mentality because it's almost like a peer pressure sort of phenomena where you're hearing something's bad by people who maybe you respect. Maybe like this guy's like the badman of the block. You know, he makes a lot of money, he gets girls, and he's preaching, I'll never eat pussy.
Yeah.
So then you start to hear these like things, and then it just becomes ingrained, and then like you start to judge other people for doing it. My whole thing is like, I don't think you need to judge other people for doing it.
I don't think
like,
so
I think
either,
if
bro.
you don't want to do it, don't do it. But
Yeah.
like when you judge other people or like insult them for doing it, I think that's when it's just like, bro, why do you even care? Like,
and you know, just last thing on this here, it's crazy that we can have this conversation because we're here in Toronto. Outside of Toronto, 0 people are having this conversation, bro. Like people watching in our American audience is like, that's a debate. Why are you guys even talking about this for so long? We don't even care over here. Everybody does it.
But I'm gonna be real. Like there are other cultures where it's like they don't necessarily celebrate it.
They might not celebrate it, but they're not like clowning you for doing it.
Yeah, but I also think like other cultures are pretty like private about sex, whereas I feel like maybe like Western cultures are a little more open about sex. So it's like we are able to hear more about people's sex lives.
Yeah.
You know, it's still taboo in a lot of places. So maybe that's why they don't talk about it, because it's like we don't talk about sex, period. You know what I'm saying? But
True.
like some cultures, they're very open about speaking about sex and like sexual practices and like, yo, I had her like this and then she was doing this.
It's in the songs.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, salute to the Toronto mans out there. You know what I mean? I know you guys are like, well, whatever, Friday, chowa mans, whatever. I don't care, bro. It hasn't stopped me from podcasting. Podcast's still growing. I'm still chowing.
But yo, like we're grown people at this point, man. Like I could understand when you're younger to have that mentality, but I just feel like it's crazy. Like if you're like grown and you still have that, like, but yo, to each their own. Like I don't,
bro. I know some
really
50-year-old mans that are like, yo, bro, you're a bowel cat. All right, bro, you're 50. I got one more topic for us here, man. There's a new movie coming out called Box Cutter. I'm going to pull up the clip here. Let me go and find the trailer. It's basically kind of centers around all of the stuff that we were talking about earlier too. It's like Toronto rap, all of this shit.
Is it a Toronto film?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Louder. Spit something, all right?
What do you mean?
Lit.
We just want to get you on some shows and, you know, start building up your brand.
I told you I can be your manager.
That's why nobody knows you. Man, like, get yourself out there.
My cousin tells me that Richie's having a private event tonight. Be there at 8.
Yo, Sid, come on, man. You left the door open. Yo, let go of my shit. Sid, we got robbed, man.
Hey, yo, hold on. Go get the track, reach the show, home.
You wouldn't know nothing about that.
About what?
Good music.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't?
No.
Yo, let me hear.
I appreciate you rolling with me. Richie vouches for me? Yo, I am in, bro.
If it's so good, then put it out, bro.
Yeah, whatever. Me and a million other rappers.
Is that D Pride?
Yeah.
Is that that Do McFly?
This is how the industry works.
We love
Is that Neiman Nas?
Watch Neiman Nas.
This is something for you. For them, it's just business.
I put everything into this.
So what? You chase some drink? You making songs with this clown?
He doesn't know who you are.
I need to get to that event.
Even if it doesn't work out, at least I tried.
June 13th is going to be in theaters and in most theaters.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That looked awesome. That looked a little more relatable than the Morningside film.
Morningside looked like it was a street thing that was more, more street representative. But this is like a Mesquite kid living in the hood and stuff like that. I don't know exactly the whole premise of it, but it looks like it's going to be a good movie. Suit to Res Films. A-Res Films, who's the director of this.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Salute.
Yeah, man. It's coming out soon, bro.
So wait, like they have a performance that night, right? Is that what was the premise in the trailer?
Yeah, from what I can see. And also just like a rapper or a kid who's, I guess, has to deal with being a rapper in the city and the politics and all that too, it looks like.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
The most Toronto thing that could happen is at the end he makes it to the show and there's only like 20 people there.
I know,
like
right?
all that movie was just so he could perform for like 15 people.
But like we were saying, even with the Morningside, we have Morningside. Now we have Box Cutter. I think there's a trend that we're starting to have right now with Toronto movies that are showing our culture and how we are, but like on a big screen where other people can watch it and be like, oh, that's cool. It's not corny.
Yeah, no, it looks so good. The way they dramatized it and made it into like a cinema presentation. Like it looks legit. It looks legit. They have people that if you're from the city, you're gonna know. So that's more of an incentive. I felt like Morningside didn't really have that like influencer draw. Like I didn't know of any. I knew a guy named Camdillo. I think he was in it. But like this, I already just watching the trailer. I'm like, oh shoot, that's that dude McFly. That's Neiman Nas. You know?
Yeah.
So
even
I think this is awesome.
In this picture here, like the laptop that he has, it has a manifesto sticker on the back.
Like manifestio. Like
yeah.
No, I rate it.
No, this is gonna be dope, man. I'm looking forward to seeing this. June 13th is gonna be going out in the theaters. I think we'll be able to get tickets to go see that and stuff like that, like advanced tickets and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, for sure.
Yeah. I've spoken to the dude behind the scenes about this, man. Salute to Rez. I've spoken to him a few times. So
are they having a premiere?
I think so. I'm sure that they are. So
I want to go to the premiere.
No,
I'm trying to do some red carpet interviews.
No, we're in there.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Look out for this movie. It's called Box Cutter. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be in theaters or most theaters in the summertime, man. Some Toronto shit, man.
Yo, do you feel like the Toronto music lane is dying? So now more people are going into content and film?
Yes.
And maybe like live streaming like that, more just like visual presentation.
Yeah, and the story is to be told, right? Like now that we have like 30 years, 40 years of Canadian hip hop and all those things, like you can hear like them using Maestro as one of the backbeats in the beginning of the trailer. Like we have so much history now that we can tell the story.
But before we were telling the story through music.
Yes.
So now we're telling it through cinema.
Yeah, now we can use cinema to be like, this is what it is to be somebody in the music scene in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, how much further can we go with music? We can't get any bigger stars. So let's do music. Let's do movies on what we have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See that. Yo, I feel like they could make a sick movie about like this civil war that's happening in Toronto.
They could.
Like,
they could.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like a dramatized version.
Or maybe like a little mini-series.
A mini-series would be crazy. Like you follow the lives of the rappers.
Yeah. There's bags to be made.
Like a Top Boy.
Yes. Like we have all of that happening here. We don't even have to make it up. It's happening. You know what I'm saying? Just these guys have taken advantage of saying, you know what? Let me show what our city is like in a movie form. More people should need to follow suit.
Yeah, but
and not just movies, just like you could do shows.
But here's the thing, like, it's not accessible to make a full-fledged film production. What, like, even what we're doing with Snoopy and GTA Flow, or like how he's doing it with Real Bad Girls, like even that's kind of hard to do.
Yes.
And like, it's not nearly the same quality as something like this.
You're right.
So how do we even have access? Like, I still feel like there's so much barriers to entry for film, especially if you want to go the grants route.
Yeah.
Like, film is like a privilege to be able to like get someone to fund your film.
Yeah. But it can be done. I give salutes to Nemesis. He put together that Push series. Push was an amazingly filmed. The cinematography, everything was amazing in Push. You know what I'm saying? Life of the Dot was great too. It wasn't as great on a technical level, but when I seen Push come out, I was like, okay, it could be done on an independent level where it looks very cinematic. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're trying to do, man.
Yeah. So if we can just keep on going in that direction where independent people are starting to put their own money, and, you know, then all these other people are like, hey, I'll put up some money for this. We could have a lucrative film scene that we already have, but that centers on what our urban culture is going on with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if there are any trap stars that need to launder their money, I think funding an independent film would be great for everyone.
Hey, that's
and
what
you
the
probably
mob
make
been
your
doing.
money back too.
That's what the mob been doing forever, bro. So it is what
Real
it is.
talk.
Yeah, why not us? But let's wrap it up, man.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.